Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing racing platform game Jet Car Stunts. It's an adaptation of a mobile title, which you can tell because of the very low resolution graphics that the game comes in. Basically features a couple types of levels, has more platform levels which requires more precision, and time trial levels that has more speed. There's also a collector mode where you can go around and get stars on some of the platform levels. So I'll kind of show off the platforming and the time trial levels here. Unfortunately, I'm pretty terrible at the game, so I haven't progressed too far in it. But I'll show the controls off here. Basically, you use the, I'm using a game controller here, so you just use that to steer. You can press a button to accelerate and a button to go in reverse. And then you also have your jet, being in a jet car and all, which allows you to do that if you hold down the button. And then while you're in the air, you can steer a little bit, although it's pretty slow. And then you can also have these little brakes that'll slow you down. So that's basically the game, and then you use those controls to go through all the checkpoints and then reach the exit. So I'm just going to start over from the beginning here. Even though there's a countdown, you can actually start anytime that you want. So, there we go. Every time you pass through a checkpoint, you get full jet power, and that was terrible. I'm just going to start over. There are some wonky physics every once in a while, especially if you kind of hit the edge. You know, the game doesn't, or the car doesn't feel like it has very much weight to it. As you fly around here. Oh, come on. And there's obviously, graphical things like that, clipping issues. Like I said, I'm not very good at this game. Ugh. And you can't smash into stuff, as you can see. I'm just going to restart from here. Doesn't really matter. All you have to do on the time, or on the platform section, is you have 10 retries. So you just can't retry more than that many times. As you can see, it requires a pretty good amount of precision. Yay. And you can... There's online leaderboards that I'll compare against other players and show you how crappy you are, basically. So I'll just show off a couple of the levels here. Ugh. Now, one thing I don't like is when you press the restart, but you're at the first checkpoint, it counts it as a retry. It seems like if you haven't reached the first checkpoint yet, that it should just, start you at 0 retries. This is pretty much what my experience with the game has been. Is hitting pretty much everything that is on the level. Yeah. And this is why I haven't progressed very far. I do like the time trial mode better. It's a little bit easier to progress through. So, enough of that. I'll try this one. The air control honestly isn't precise enough. It's better if you use it while the rocket is going. But it's still... I just can't get a handle on it. You also do have to worry about, as you see there, managing your rocket power. You don't want to use it up too quickly, or else you won't be able to make the last jump. Now you can do that, which will allow you to go further, but then I jumped over the checkpoint, so that was actually a bad decision. It seems like the developers have made pretty specific solutions, like exactly using this much burst in this part of the track. There we go. Now these little orange areas you don't actually have to go through, you only have to go through the checkpoints, which are the little X things, like that. Oh, I made it. Which is good. And I'm never going to make that. Although that's the last part for the exit, so... but you get the idea. Those are what the platform levels are like. The collector ones are like that, except even harder, because it places stars on arbitrary places on the track. So no thank you to that. So I'll do some of the time trials, which I found to be a little bit easier, or a lot easier, actually. So this one, you have to complete 5 laps, which it actually... took me a couple of races to figure out that it was laps, and I was actually doing the same circuit 5 times in a row, because the layouts aren't very memorable. So, as you can see, these ones are a lot less involved, and that was 1 lap right there. You know, with this one, you kind of want to use up your jet power as much as you can because it gets replenished at each of the checkpoints. So I actually like this part of the game better, except when I do that. You know, it's just with the way that the braking works and the air control works, it just seems like you're responding to mistakes is too sluggish in a game that equips your car with a rocket, you know? Seems like you should be able to, you know, counteract things easier in the game. Oh, come on. Two to go. Oof. Just fell off the edge there. This mode has an upper time limit that you have to be under, although it's pretty forgiving. You have to restart a whole bunch of times in order to not come in under that time. So this style of level is easier on 2, you know, for 2 different reasons. Alright, we'll do one more. Okay, well that ain't gonna do it. Nope. Ugh, just barely made it. There's no way I'm gonna make this. Yeah. Nope. Excuse me. Not good enough. Come on. Nope. I can't even imagine playing this on a phone or a tablet where you have even less precise control. It has to be like an impossible game. You know, I'm using a gamepad which lets you have pretty fine, you know, input. There's one lap. And I'm gonna miss this one. Oh, maybe not. Ah, look at that. Come on. Oh, look at that. It's like 2 in a row. You know, you have to line up just right, both horizontally and vertically, to hit these things. Makes it very challenging. Don't go that way. Ah. Oh, come on. Oh, give me a break. That was perfect, too. It's just too fast. You can really extend your flight by nosing up, as you can see. There we go. That was like my best lap. Problem is I've restarted so many times that I'm not going to get a good medal, but at least I'll finish. There we go. Alright. Well, and that's it. That's Jet Car Stunts. So, you know, I think obviously the closest comparison on the PC is Trackmania, and this offers no competition to that. You know, there's a limited number of levels on here. There's about 40 divided between the platforming, time trial, and collector modes, whereas Trackmania has an integrated editor that allows you to tweak things. here the controls require a very precise level of movement, which makes the game extremely difficult, at least for me. Some people like a challenging game like that. Personally, I just find it frustrating. The game requires precise movement, but then doesn't really allow you to get precise movement in the air, which kind of contradicts itself. It has low resolution graphics coming from tablets and phones, so it isn't really full of very much eye candy if you care about that sort of thing, which I really don't. It's all about the gameplay. Really, it's just there's no reason to play this instead of playing Trackmania, which is a far superior game with a lot more features and a level editor and all that stuff. So there you go. This game is fine on a mobile device, but I don't think you have any reason to play it on the PC. So that's all I have for today. Until next time, bye now.